You say the word. We're good to go. Good afternoon and welcome to this meeting of the council for the municipality of Dutton Dunwich. It is February 14th. It is 5 o'clock and it's Valentine's Day, so we have to all be nice. Clerk Tara, if you could get us started, please.
Moved by Loveland, seconded by Pemberton, that the meeting of the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich opens at 5 p.m. All in favor? And that's carried.
You, at this time, I will do our land acknowledgement. We will begin by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the traditional territory of First Nations people who have long-standing relationships to the land, water, and region of southwestern Ontario. We also acknowledge the local Lower Thames River watershed communities, which include Chippewas of the Thames, First Nation, Oneida Nation and of the Thames, the Munsee Delaware Nation, and the Delaware Nation of Moraviantown. We value the significant historical and contemporary contributions of local and regional First Nations and all of the original peoples of Turtle Island, which is North America. We are thankful for the opportunity to live, learn, and share with mutual respect and appreciation. Okay, is there any declaration of pecuniary interest by council?
I'd like to declare a pecuniary interest on item 9C9, the planner's report as it pertains to the Gun Street and Lund Lane proposed development.
Okay, thank you. Anything else from council? Seeing none. Item 4 is the adoption of the draft minutes. They were included in your package. Are there any errors or omissions? I see nothing, so they will be adopted as presented in your agenda. Clerk Tara, is there any items not listed on the agenda?
None.
Thank you. Brings us to item 6, which is a delegation. It is from the Elgin St. Thomas Small Business Enterprise Center, an activity and services presentation. And we have Al Kravitz with us this evening. The floor is yours, Al.
It's right here. There we go. Thanks for having me tonight. As you mentioned, I'm from the Small Business Center here in St. Thomas and Elgin. My role is the Senior Business Advisor there. And tonight we're really just coming out to make sure that people are well informed about the services that we provide to small businesses across the county as well as the city. So quick overview of kind of what we do tonight, and then an opportunity to ask questions as well, and find more ways for your municipality business owners here to get engaged with what we're doing. So primarily what we do is one-on-one service. There's a lot of great advice on the internet, and when it's not tailored to you and your business and your stage and your goals, it can be very hard to apply. So primarily the way that we work is in that direct relationship way, and addressing their individual needs at the moment. But we do have a few programs that I want to run you through tonight as a great way for businesses to engage and take full advantage of what they have. Our first program is the Starter Company Plus program. This is our grant program. So we are provincially funded. We have 16 grants to distribute every year of $5,000. And they are for new or existing businesses. So anyone who's looking to take on a project that's going to either get them started or help them expand, and they're investing some money and need a little bit more support, it's really a training program is what it is. So it's 6 months. They get put into a cohort. They get one-on-one support. They get group mentorship. We get them out in the community. We give them as much exposure as possible. It's a really great program, but it's really designed for people who are looking for that kind of learning and in-depth support, and can be committed to it over 6 months period. It's actually prime time to apply right now. So we're accepting applications until the March. So if anyone's interested, you can reach out on our website. There's a QR code on here as well too that people can scan. So if you have a business that you can think of that is looking to expand and do something and needs a little bit of that support to make sure they've got it all together, it's a great program for that. So feel free to hand this right to someone or to connect them with me directly, and I'd be happy to talk about the program with them. As part of that program, one of our other opportunities is called Foodpreneur Advantage. This is actually a regional partnership with other small business centers. And what it is a mastermind for consumer packaged good businesses. It's actually an allocation of our Starter Company Plus grants to this specific sector. And we give them really powerful, in-depth experts in the field and make broad connections to retailers and chains to allow for that big growth in that consumer packaged goods space. Our other program that I have a hand up for is our summer company program. This is our youth program. It's for anyone who's returning to school in the fall. So 15 to 29 can be high school, college, university, or some sort of alternative education. And it's a $3,000 grant to start their business in the summer months. So from May to August or September. This is an incredibly impactful program. We only have 10 spots in this program, and we see incredible results. Last year's participants made a collective $70,000 in the 4 months they were in the program. Some of them went on to run their businesses all year long, have hired employees, have done much better than that. And that doesn't include the $30,000 we gave them in grants. So really impactful, really good at retaining youth in our community because it shows them hope, shows them opportunity, and gives them a chance to try on a new identity in our community. Really great program. If you know any creative, adventurous, entrepreneurial young folks, please hand them this postcard. And again, applications are coming in now until probably early May, but it's first come, first serve. So sooner is better. And then lastly, I just wanted to ensure that you all knew that Horton Market is actually under our mandate now in the Small Business Center and the St. Thomas EDC, the broader umbrella. So this is a really great way for us to directly give opportunities to businesses to start selling their goods in a safe way that's low risk and gives them exposure to a market where we can really help market their business, get them out there and get them those first sales, which are pretty crucial in small business. So just a little breakdown of our funding mix. So we are provincially funded. The province is what funds our grant program. So we have $110,000 of that 255 is directly going out to the businesses. As well, the city contributes $145,000 in wages and complementary roles from other departments that we share. Elgin County contributes $50,000 each year to allow us to support the broader St. Thomas and Elgin region. And we have $30,000 in other miscellaneous funding, which is mostly sponsorships for events and specific tasks or items we're taking on. In 2023, we have 2 full-time business advisors that work with businesses one-on-one. And in 2023, we did 760 consults, one-on-one meetings with businesses. We work with about just under, I think last year we did just under 400 unique businesses. So sometimes we see people once, sometimes we see them many times. It really just depends on what they need, and we really adapt to what they need. But we saw 91 businesses get started, 254 jobs be created, and $110,000 in grants go out the door straight to businesses. It's a lot from a little team, but we love what we do, and we're really passionate about the people we get to work with. And as much as numbers are great, stories are better. So I wanted to share a little story of somebody who lives here in Dutton. This is Sarah. Sarah Thompson. She moved here. She's a young person. She has a totally online business. She's actually a crochet influencer. Which is unique. She's not at market selling her knitted goods. This is not that kind of business. This is the kind of business that has profited off of YouTube and monetizing content and selling ads. And what's really interesting about this is Sarah has unique business needs that are not like a lot of traditional small businesses. Most businesses, we tell them not to worry about trademarking their logo, but Sarah's at that point where her logo and her brand is really influential and people do try to impersonate it. So we've tried to provide her the right supports, get her connected to the lawyers and the legal team that will help her kind of navigate that challenge. But this is a young, savvy person that's right here under your noses that I thought was a great example of like entrepreneurship that is happening here that you may or may not know about. But she's got a whole home studio set up with a videography scene so that she can take videos as often as she needs to and post them online. So yeah, so that's basically all I wanted to kind of cover today, but there's lots of ways to continue engaging. Please, by all means, share about our programs. If you know anybody who's interested or know any businesses that are looking for more support in their individual business, that's really where we can do our best work, is connecting with them one-on-one. And there's no strict referral process. They can come at us anyway. So even just an email is a great way to kind of start the ball rolling and set up that first meeting. But yeah, we really want people to better understand what we do. Come reach out to us. We want to engage and support your ideas for your municipality. And then also we want to better collaborate on sharing events that are happening to better support everyone. So yeah, if there's any questions, I'm happy to take them.
Thank you, Elle, and your passion for what you do is quite evident.
Thank you.
And I expect there would be some questions from council. So council have any? I think this fits into your role on our EDC, Councillor Dreyfus.
Yes, and I've met with Elle and Mike on occasion last fall, met in St. Thomas and got a real feel with how we can work together and reached out on a couple of things that the EDC is working on. And I appreciate you coming here this evening because it does open the door up to everybody understanding what's going on in the small business world and in your participation in it. I think it's really awesome. I would love to have you attend one of our EDC meetings very soon. And we've got a pretty energetic group there. And I think this same presentation would be huge for them as well, because we're talking to small businesses all the time. So especially right now with our all the interviews that we're doing, this is a great opportunity. So thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Anything further from council or staff? You explained yourself very thoroughly.
I think it is a job well done.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming.
Awesome. Thank you.
And we hope to see more of you around Dutton, and we'll do our best to get the word out for you.
Yeah. Thanks, Elle. Yeah.
I know. Okay. I love the enthusiasm. Our next item is number 7, Planning Department, and I see our planner is with us. There she is. Where in the world are you, Tracy?
Greetings from Mexico City.
Okay, thank you for that. Everyone has received your presentation as far as the commercial development and had a chance to read it. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Do you have anything further to add, or do you want to talk about what you've presented with us already?
Happy to answer any questions. This is a development that was approved back in 2023, and this was just a good opportunity to provide council with an update. So happy to answer any particular questions that council may have.
Okay, I'll open it up to council. This came about, we all get questioned about what's going on down there, and it looked like things had stalled for some time. Some of it's weather, and there's other reasons. So this is just an update. So anything further from council? Want clarity on it? I think Tracy has provided all the information that she can at this time with respect to the developer and where he's at with signing leases and everything. We'd like nothing better than to have a grand statement of what's happening here. We're just not able to do that yet. So no questions from council? You covered it very well, Tracy. Thank you. We'll move on to correspondence. Number 8 on your agenda. Oh, sorry. Tara, please.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Drouillard, that the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich receives the report of the planner titled Commercial Development Update, SPA 1/21, southeast corner of Curry Road and Pioneer Line, Dutton Land Holdings, Inc., dated February 14th, 2024 for information. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. Now we'll go to correspondence. Item A is the Prince Edward County lifespan of fire apparatus and replacement of fire trucks. Is there any discussion council wishes on that one? I think this one hits kind of close to home. Small municipalities and our equipment, it's hard to replace, as we all know. So if there's nothing further, Clerk Tara, please.
Moved by Drulard, seconded by Dreyfus, that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich supports the resolution from the County of Prince Edward requesting a discussion on the lifespan of fire apparatus, specifically pertaining to the replacement of fire trucks due to insurance requirements and the creation of a new community fire protection and fire prevention insurance system that does not put all municipalities under the same umbrella, with distinct categories for rural and urban municipalities. And that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to Rob Flack, MPP, Karen Vecchio, MP, and the County of Prince Edward. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. Item B is from Enbridge Gas. Everybody had a chance to read their note. Is there any discussion or comments from council? See nothing. Clerk Tara, please.
Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Pemberton, that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich receives correspondence item 8B from Enbridge Gas, Inc. and directs staff to prepare a letter of support to the Ontario Energy Board and Rob Flack, MPP, supporting Enbridge Gas Incorporated. All in favor? And that's carried.
Okay. Item C, the Town of Orangeville Social and Economic Prosperity Review. Everyone had a chance to look at their note. Any comments from council? Resolution, please, Clerk Tara.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Loveland, that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich supports the resolution from the Town of Orangeville requesting the Province of Ontario commit to undertaking with the Association of Municipalities of Ontario a comprehensive social and economic prosperity review to promote the stability and sustainability of municipal finances across Ontario, and that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to Rob Flack, MPP, Karen Vecchio, MP, and the Town of Orangeville. All in favor? And that's carried.
Item D is AMO's 2024 pre-budget submission. Council wish to discuss that one. Just a comment on that. One of AMO's requests was meetings with local MPPs. We did that. Tracy and I had a meeting with MPP Flack. All of County Council did. It wasn't exactly the meeting I thought it was going to be, but Tracy happened to hand deliver a brief to MPP Flack on what our greatest needs are. So thank you for doing that. A lot of work into preparing it. Okay, nothing further on that one. Oh, one other thing. Is there an appetite to passing a council resolution? What AIM was asking for?
I would support the resolution for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I think we should proceed with it.
Yeah, well, I think so too. Any other comments from council?
Moved by Loveland, seconded by Drulard, whereas current provincial municipal fiscal arrangements are undermining Ontario's economic prosperity and quality of life, and whereas nearly a third of municipal spending in Ontario is for services in areas of provincial responsibility and expenditures are outpacing provincial contributions by nearly $4 billion a year. Whereas municipal revenues such as property taxes do not grow with the economy or inflation, and whereas unprecedented population and housing growth will require significant investments in municipal infrastructure, and whereas municipalities are being asked to take on complex health and social challenges like homelessness, supporting asylum seekers, and addressing the mental health and addictions crisis, and whereas inflation, rising interest rates, and provincial policy decisions are sharply constraining municipal fiscal capacity, And whereas property taxpayers, including people on fixed incomes and small businesses, can't afford to subsidize income redistribution programs for those most in need. And whereas the province can and should invest more in the prosperity of communities. And whereas municipalities and the provincial government have a strong history of collaboration, therefore be it resolved that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich urges that the province of Ontario commit to undertaking with the Association of Municipalities of Ontario a comprehensive social and economic prosperity review to promote the stability and sustainability of municipal finances across Ontario. And further, that a copy of this motion be sent to the Premier of Ontario, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, the Minister of Finance, and to the Association of Municipalities of Ontario. All in favor? And that's carried.
There's our resolution. Well written. Thank you, Clerk Terry. Item E, the Municipality of Calvin, Provincial and National Firefighting Strategy. Council wish to comment on that one. I see nothing, but I was struck by the age of the aircraft and
Yes.
we hopefully we don't see another summer like we had last year. Nothing further, Clerk Tara, please.
Moved by Drillard, seconded by Pemberton, that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich supports the resolution from Calvin Township urging and encouraging the federal government to commit additional funds for cost sharing of provincial firefighting and to consider the development of a national strategy of firefighting, and that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to Rob Flack, MPP, Karen Vecchio, MP, and Calvin Township. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. Item F, the City of Brantford, reliable and accessible public rail transit. And I guess they're pointing at CN Rail. Any comments from council on that one? Clerk Tara, please.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Dreyfus, that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich supports the resolution from the City of Brantford calling upon the federal government to assist other levels of government as they take steps to address the needs for reliable and accessible public rail transit, timely processing of housing developments, and the prompt and equitable enforcement of municipal property standards. And that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to Rob Flack, MPP, Karen Vecchio, MP, and the City of Brantford. All in favor? And that's carried.
Thank you. Item G, the Town of Petrolia, a return to combined Roma Ontario Good Roads conferences. What's council's thoughts on that one?
I never attended a conference that was Roma and Good Roads. I enjoyed the Roma conference. I don't know if there's a real need to combine them, but I've never been to a Good Roads one either, so I really have no opinion on this.
Councillor Drillard.
Yeah, I've never been to the combined one either. I think the point is that a lot of small municipalities can't afford to attend both. And I think that's kind of a drawback. I mean, it's probably even taxing on our municipality to send people to both.
I don't know if we don't want to combine, I would suggest, and I said it in Toronto, is like, this is for rural municipalities. Why are we downtown Toronto? Should we not be supporting the rural? So if they don't want, like Councillor Drillard said, if it is trying to save on budgets, why can't one of them be in a smaller, like support a smaller municipality that is more palatable to send all council or something along those lines? I'm not sure a smaller place could hold everybody. That's the problem, or where they'd have it, but it is for rural municipalities, and here we are, spending, a lot of money downtown Toronto is not cheap, no matter what you're doing, right? So just my thoughts on it.
And I expect I have some agreement with you on that. I expect that pushback would be that if we want access to the ministers, then we have to go to Toronto.
Problem.
Yeah. That's what, but I'm not disagreeing with you.
Do we send roads to the good roads? Do we send staff at all? or-
They chose not to go to the conference. They're gonna do the training instead, the Good Roads training, so, yeah.
I have never attended a Good Roads either. And partly this time of year doesn't work very well, but it's not an expense. And it's expensive. Go ahead.
I guess I've attended a lot of joint conventions when they were joined, and before that, Roma, when it was separate and now separate again. And I guess I have concerns that Roma does deal with rural issues. And when they were combined, we seem to have a lot more big city issues on the agenda. So I really think it's in our best interest if they keep them separate. I know it's a bit more money if you want to go to both, but it just seemed that there was sometimes too many things to try to see at once when they do breakouts. And then it was geared a lot more to larger municipalities.
Okay. Is there anything else, council? You probably have a resolution that may get altered. Go ahead, Clerk Tara.
Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Drewlart, that the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich supports the resolution from the town of Petrolia calling upon both the Roma and OGRA boards to reestablish a combined OGRA and Roma annual conference, and that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to Rob Flack, MPP, Karen Vecchio, MP, Roma, OGRA, and the town of Petrolia. All those in favor? All those against? And that motion is defeated.
Okay. Item H is our OPP request for in-kind use of community center. Everyone saw the note. And I welcome comments. Dreyfus.
I would support this 100%. So I think it's a way we can show our confidence in our local OPP and the support that they've given us. So I think.
Drewlart.
Yeah, I'm not against supporting it, although I did note, I went back in my notes that, is this the same event that we gave the in-kind donation to last year? Yeah, because I did note that we were told that the request would be shared throughout the municipalities, throughout the county. So I went back and checked my notes and I had noted that. I'm not against it. I'm just saying that this is twice in a row for us, so we may want to ask someone else that may going forward for a turn. Because it is it is at an expense, and they do serve the entire municipality or the entire county, so.
Any further from council?
I agree with Councillor Drewlart. I think that was our discussion last time. I know they operate this on a very shoestring budget. I don't think they even, I think some of the, I don't know what their titles are, commissioners or whatever, they actually bought coffee donuts out of their own pockets last year. So they don't have any budget, but it is, I guess our location is good on 4-1 to get to, so I don't have a problem supporting it. Maybe down the road, I'd like to see it moved around.
Would it be fair to ask the question? I expect it was Inspector Nemps that reached out to us.
Yes, it was.
Okay. And we're just, that was part of our discussion 6 months ago, that it was going to be shared in the county. But we could go ahead with the resolution and.
Moved by Drewlart, seconded by Pemberton, that the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich waives the fees for the rental of the community center for the Ontario Provincial Police West Region 2024 Awards Banquet on May 16th, 2024, in the amount of $950 plus HST. All in favor? And that's carried. And moved by Pemberton, seconded by Loveland, that relevant correspondence was reviewed. All in favor? And that's carried.
They asked for something.
It was September, I think.
That was they asked for the, whatever they're doing for education. Oh, we're giving them the community center for their community education.
What Counselor Drew mentioned, I didn't think that was a year ago. that-
No, it
for that
wasn't.
event.
It was in this school year because I took our class and they
Yeah.
performed with Canada, so.
Yeah, so I just,
Yeah.
is it at the same event? Like, I'm not sure, like.
I think it is, maybe they moved the date around, but
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
I-
I'm not,
I agree with-
I'm certainly not against.
No, I agree
supporting
with you
it, yeah.
100%, but I was like, it seemed like it was a year ago.
No, it was like last September or maybe the beginning of October. It was, but they may move the date around and for whatever works and I mean, if nobody else will host it, I guess they come back to us, right? So.
They like Dutton Dunwich so much, they want to come back.
I don't blame them.
There you go.
Okay. Item 9 is our consent agenda. And I'll just read them off and see if there's any discussion. The Ministry of Natural Resources and Forestry, Oil, Gas, and Salt Resources Act, regulation changes for special projects and well security. And item 2 is Roma, fill the gaps closer to home. That was just an update. The Dutton Dunwich Economic Development Committee newsletter. And I'll just stop there if there's any further discussion or comments from council on any of those three. Seeing none. And we're down to committee reports. Not everyone had a report. We have the Cenotaph Committee. I don't think they had a report. The Heritage Committee, there was a report. Economic Development Committee, there was a report. Recreation Committee, I don't think there was. Trans-Canada Trail Committee. Elgin Primary Water Supply. Emergency Management Committee. Lower Thames Valley Conservation Authority Board of Directors. Occupational Health and Safety Committee. The Terrace Lodge Redevelopment Fundraising Committee, there was a report there. Tri-County Water Board. And the West Elgin Community Center Board of Management. Does anybody wish to speak on any one of those?
Just a quick note on the Heritage Committee. We have one sign that hasn't been dealt with yet for the hamlet of Wallacestown. I guess the question was where it was going to be installed. So we have approval from John at Tall Tales to put it on his building, and the committee thinks that's the best place for it. So at some point, could we just direct staff to, whenever it's convenient for them, to install it to the side of the building? Just got to confirm the location with John. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Anything further on those 12 reports?
The Dutton Recreation, the committee, later on in our monthly reports, I guess I can speak to that because there's more detail there. So, okay.
All right, we'll move on to staff monthly reports. Manager of Roads and Facilities monthly report. Anyone wish to speak to that or ask a question? Water Operations Manager monthly report. The wastewater. Somebody's got a comment on that one.
Yeah, I think we'll have that big sign when we read that. Surprised, certain. Surprised to see the capacity in December. That was kind of frozen around. So somewhere or other, we're getting some rain, sure.
Can I ask where our CCTV is?
I think this should be coming through. Jason's been on them. And Ken and I were having a discussion before the meeting and I reached out to Brent and Archie and Tim, and we are gonna look into maybe some runoff into a drain into an uncapped sanitary line, maybe, best way to put it. So we're gonna look at the boring drawings tomorrow if we can find them and have a discussion when we have our senior management meeting to see if maybe we could. So when they cap the old service center line, we're wondering if it didn't get capped properly or if there's water running into it and then coming into our system. So we're gonna look into that, see if that could be causing some of our issues coming down, like from Miller down into Leach Street. So
I'll just make the comment that, you know, Archie has mentioned to me 2 or 3 times that didn't really have this problem until, you know, about 4 or 5 years ago. And at that time, there was about 3 things happening all at once. Miller Road was rebuilt. The new subdivision was started, and they took that line out of the high pressure line from the service center across field into the plant. So that line's sitting there very close to the bed of drain. And I wonder if we're picking it up. I don't know how it was closed off. And it's just something to look at, because certainly we're getting a lot of surface water from somewhere. Yeah. Started all of a sudden. So it's, you know, it's something funny, something.
Would that have been the county when they did Miller Road at that location?
That comes up Miller Road, but it was disconnected on the other side of the Bennett Drain and ran straight over to the plant through the, say, the old Hotter farm, not Dick's farm, the original Hotter farm. So that I don't know what they did to take that pipe out. I think it ran up right beside the Bennett Drain, the Miller Road, and ran down and hooked into the last manhole there. So just a thought I had.
yeah, it's worth looking into for sure. Yeah.
It's not something that they would look at. If they did that work.
No.
It's not part of the sewer system. Certainly that line water's getting there from somewhere.
Okay. Item 4 is the monthly building activity report. Any discussion on that one? Drainage Superintendent's monthly report. Nothing from council. Recreation monthly report. Councillor Greifo, did you wish to?
Yeah, I'll, just a quick thing, as it was referenced in the report, the Thursday evening kids program has worked out really well, and I think the committee's quite happy with what's going on there to date. The other thing I want to bring to your attention is the March the 9th is the kindness event. It's a spin-off from last year's event that we, you know, with the COVID kindness grant funding that we had. So due to the response of the community that they enjoyed it, we've decided to carry on with a similar sort of event. And so Charlotte's been working away at that along with the committee, and everything's really well organized. And so we have the fire department at that event is going to do hot dogs for the community free of charge. So we're going to contribute to that as well. And so what we're asking for you to consider, we thought it'd be a really good idea if council could even be there for an hour just to help hand out hot dogs and be a part of the community at that event. So you can take that into consideration and put it into your schedule if you have an hour to an hour and a half. I think it's going to be fun to be involved in it. So, and it might be a really good gesture to the local community. So I'm just throwing it out there. And if you want to participate, just let me know and we'll keep it as it's all meant to be fun. So we're not cooking, we're just doing the delivery thing. So
What was that date again?
March the 9th, and the time will be, I believe it's 12 till 2. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was what was confirmed.
and there's
Yeah.
veggie dogs.
No such thing.
I'll make an effort to get some.
Thanks for that, Councillor Dreyfus. I just wanted to say, I'm a strong supporter of recreation, so unfortunately I won't be available, but I'll be out of the country, so.
You can do that virtually too.
Serve hot dogs virtually.
Go get one.
There you go. Maybe we'll do that.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Dreyfus, that the items on the consent agenda be approved. All in favor?
Has a conflict of interest on 9C as it relates to that development, but I just.
It's just information.
Yeah, it's just.
Okay, yeah, I just
I
wanted,
don't
before Tara went on, I wanted.
participate. I didn't participate, so that's fine. I think we get away.
All in favor? And that's carried.
Tracy, do you wish to speak to this?
Through you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, it's just a housekeeping, report for year end to get approval for, reserve transfers. But the one, notable thing is setting up the CIP reserve and using the, economic development department's, surplus at year end to transfer it to that reserve and start funding that CIP grant program. Other than that, it's just the usual reserves for building and water and things like that, so. And then also, sorry, the cenotaph donations are going into our, just into our general coffers right now, and I want to move those to the military hero reserve so that we don't lose them in the year-end closeout, so that was the other thing that's voted, so.
And that Military Heroes Reserve had some money in it that was from Jenny Phillips.
Yes, and she has donated that to the cenotaph, so I just assume might as well just use that reserve and to keep the money flowing through there, so.
So big thank you to Jenny.
Do we have an update on what the funding is so far for the cenotaph? Roughly?
I think Mayor Councillor Drulard and Deputy Mayor Loveland are on that committee, and I think we're moving along pretty good, right? I think, I'm not sure exact numbers because I'm not on.
I think if I just go by memory, I think we're something like $80,000 that has been committed so far. We're still waiting for some grants to get approval, and probably they're going to make an application to Green Lane once they get a little further along with it. So we're still looking for some donations, but I think it's done fairly well.
That's good.
No further discussion on that one.
Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Pemberton, that the Council of the Municipality of Dutton Dunwich receives the report from the CAO Treasurer titled 2023 Year-End Reserve Transfers dated February 14th, 2024 for information, and that Council approves any 2023 operating surplus deficit after year-end audit is complete to be transferred to from the working reserve, and that any 2023 Trans-Canada Trail expenditures be funded from the Trans-Canada Trail Reserve, and that any 2023 surplus deficit in the building operating department be transferred to from the Building Reserve Fund, and that all 2023 Cenotaph donations be transferred to the Military Heroes Reserve, and that any 2023 surplus deficits in the operating departments of water and wastewater be transferred to from the corresponding reserve, and that a CIP reserve be established and any 2023 economic development department surplus be transferred to the CIP reserve. All in favor? And that's carried.
Well, actually, this is Charlotte's report. So she received all her donations and this is the amounts that were submitted, and it's in front of council for approval. She's included monetary and in-kind requests, which includes staffing or any of those other things. So it looks like she's at 225,700 financial and 39,335 for in-kind. And as she notes, it kind of goes back to the OPP request. There's, after this is approved, then you still continue to get additional requests on top. So she's already received, since the in-kind donation application closed, she's already received another 1,850. So this is what's in front of you. You want to approve all these donation requests, and just staff, we are going to be working together to bring a new municipal grant policy to council later for approval, to maybe make this more transparent and make it easier on council when they have these one-offs coming back to them throughout the year and that kind of thing. So but anyways, that's the gist of the report. So
Tracy, I just made a note when I went through this. And I don't know what the arrangement is, but I don't see any in kind from the Lions Club. Do they pay full price for their monthly bingos and for the use of the Lions Den?
yeah.
How do you want to handle this? You want to go down item by item and approve it, or what's council's wishes? Or do you want to speak to any one of the items?
They are, so I just wanted to say they are consistent with last year's. There's nothing really new. So
I think I'm of the opinion, I would like to see a policy and relate it to what it costs us to run the facility, so that we can make an informed and logical decision, I guess, is what my concern is. So I don't have a problem with supporting the community, and I think it's important that we do that. But I think it's really difficult sitting back and looking at what's in kind, what shouldn't be in kind. I think the policy has to be tightened up, and it becomes more cut and dried where it doesn't even have to be a council decision. It's just directed. And I think that's more important than anything else. So.
Okay. It's 1 point on our budget, if you take that number. So does council wish to approve the entire list?
Yeah, I would say if it's similar to last year's list, which it seems to be, and it seems to be fairly comparable with other municipalities I've been involved with. So I don't, and we want to continue to support these programs, and without these donations, they cease to exist. So I'm in favor of moving forward, supporting that list.
Just because I'm a volunteer for a number of these requests, although I'm not part of the requesters. I do volunteer for many of these organizations, so I will declare an indirect pecuniary interest.
Have a resolution for this item? I expect you were looking for approval tonight?
Yeah, because this can is what in the budget, right?
Yes. Okay, you don't want to take it back to your committee?
The rec committee, this
No,
doesn't
no,
go through the rec.
Your
Oh, the budget
com-
committee. We could put it off and hold off to the budget committee. This is more of a council decision. That's not like, it's in your council budget, so it's more of a council decision than the budget committee.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Fair enough. This is an item that shows up under council's expenses. So everybody's aware of that. If somebody ever reads our
Thanks to
financial statement, says, what are you guys doing? You're running all over Canada spending money. Well, we're not, but anyway, that's where it shows up on our financials. So Tara, go ahead with the resolution. No further discussion.
Moved by Pemberton, seconded by Dreyfus, that the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich receives the report of the Recreation and Administration titled 2024 Municipal Grant Request dated February 14th, 2024 for information, and that council consider and approve the 2024 municipal grant requests. And further, that council does not accept any further requests for the 2024 year. All in favor? Mayor Hent?
Sorry.
All in favor?
Sorry.
And that's carried.
This year was bugging him.
Yeah.
So we do this. Close the do this, then you can stop us.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, just waiting there. Yeah. Good point. Okay. Is there any unfinished business? I see nothing from council. Any new business? Council or staff? Any announcements? Go ahead.
I had a meeting with Amy Dale this morning and she's leaving Gunn and Associates. But not to panic. That's what she said to me when my face dropped. She's actually going to be opening up an office in St. Thomas with Harrison Penza. So she's not getting the support she needs from Gunn because there's no municipal lawyers and no junior lawyers. So this will give her more support. I mean, it's just like every other municipal position. You can't find municipal lawyers and you can't find anybody else. So that's just, she just told me today, so she'll be sending us a letter and we'll be signing it that we want to keep her as our lawyer and she can then take our files. So that's just a quick update on that.
Well, thank you for that. And I'd heard she was going to another firm.
Well, it is, so she will be running a firm for Harrison Penza
Yeah.
out of St. Thomas. So
But I heard it was another London firm that she was involved with. But anyway,
Oh,
we got that
I'm
straight.
sure that's what she told me.
Okay. Yeah, I realized that, but there was another London firm I thought she was going to join forces with. One that I know what. Okay, doesn't matter. That's good. Thank you. Let's move on to bylaws. The Brown Drain. Clerk Tara, please.
Moved by Drillard, seconded by Loveland, that bylaw 2023-61 being a bylaw to borrow on the credit of the corporation in the amount of $373,500 for the improvement of the Brown Drain be read a third time and passed. All in favor? and that's carried.
Thank you. And now we're going to go into closed. Anybody need a break? Soldier on. Clerk Tara, you do what you gotta do.
Moved by Loveland, seconded by Pemberton, that the council for the municipality of Dutton Dunwich now moves into a closed session of the meeting that shall be closed to the public at 5:54 PM in accordance with section 2392 of the Municipal Act SO 2001, Chapter 25, for discussion of the following matters. A, litigation or potential litigation, including matters before administrative tribunals affecting the municipality, section 2392E of the Municipal Act, OLT appeal. B, labor relations or employee negotiations, section 2392D of the Municipal Act for the Water Department. C, labor relations or employee negotiations, section 2392D of the Municipal Act for the CAO treasurer. All in favor? And that's carried. Moved by Drewler, seconded by Dreyfus, that bylaw 2024-05, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the municipal council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich, be read a first, second, and third time and passed. All in favor? And that's carried.
And dates, the next meetings are there. The last one is adjournment.
Moved by Dreyfus, seconded by Loveland, that the meeting of the council of the municipality of Dutton Dunwich closes at 7:38 PM. All in favor? And that's carried.